We're gonna give people a few minutes, obviously, to jump on, and then we're gonna jump right into what everybody's here for. And then if anybody has any questions, we'll roll with it. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. All right, so it said a few minutes, and then we're gonna jump into doing the drawing. I want to make sure we got a couple people on. Give people a couple minutes. Judge me not. How are you doing? So did anybody get anything good? I guess we're all pretty much adults. Santa probably doesn't visit most of us, I guess, but hopefully if you got any kids, hopefully the kids got good stuff. Is anybody any questions real fast before we get a couple people on here? We only got 7 on right now. I want to try to get at least a few to give people a chance if they're here for the drawing. We are making a lot of progress. The videos are like a week behind, actually. That's the reason why we got the front end of the car cut out of the view, because we are freaking rolling. I think we actually have not been live since we took this car in, so I don't know how tonight's gonna go. If we're gonna have anybody wondering any questions from the Comet cell or from this car, or not. I've been wanting to go live, but just laziness, pure laziness. We are going to do the drawing, so if you entered on the video, we are going to do the drawing here in a couple minutes. Hopefully some more people hop on. I know it's Christmas Day, but no one. Merry Christmas. So, judge me not. The clamps, you can get them off eBay or Harbor Freight. If you got a Harbor Freight near you, they're called sheet metal clamps. I think if you search for sheet metal clamps, then things are a game changer. So if you're going to be butt welding sheet metal, that is 100% the way to go, because they get some things perfectly flush. Anybody got any big projects they're working on over Christmas break, or has everybody got to work? I know we take off from the 22nd. The 22nd to the 2nd. I have not found property yet. Property is going to be pretty hard to find. I am lazy, Greg, when it comes to some stuff. Me and Uncle Mike are actually Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on this or not, but if y'all caught a clip in the previous videos where we went to a place called the Car Farm, there's over 800 cars that are stashed in the woods back from the 20s and 30s and 40s. Some quarter panel patches. Yeah, definitely run to Harbor Freight and get them clamps before you do that. But them cars, there's like there was over 800 cars stashed back in the woods that started being stashed there in the 20s and 30s. So we're supposed to head possibly Saturday to go there and try to recover a Henry J. This dude had, I think there was 7 Henry J's stashed in the woods when we were there last. And I think Mike's gonna pull the trigger on one. And then Friday we have a heavy equipment auction that we got to hit in Lumberton, North Carolina. So that's gonna be 2 days away from working on this car. Them clamps will be amazing for the patch panels, because you can literally just keep taking them on and off as long as you can get to the back side of the patch panel. Remember, to use them clamps, you got to be able to insert that bar to the patch panel. And again, if you're watching, we are going to do the drawing for the free Clecos here in just a few minutes. I just want to try to see if we get a couple more people on real fast. Cut down on maybe answering so much. My Christmas was good. I hope everybody else's was too. Which, with it being Christmas Day, I don't expect, a lot of people on here. All right, so it looks like we've been averaging about 9. We'll go ahead and do something, Glenn. We'll go ahead and do this drawing. That way, we'll get that out of the way, and then if nobody has any questions or anything, we'll close it out, and I will go relax in bed for tonight. But if not, we can run on as late as we want. If anybody has any questions. The inner fenders for the tubs, yeah. All right, so let me see. I'm gonna do this. Try to flip this camera around where you're looking back at yourself, and we will do this drawing. So y'all will be able to see what I see. All right, so let's get this lined up. I'm not like super advanced. So we're gonna go to the Google. We're gonna do YouTube. Oops. Comet Finder. No, I think it's Picker. YouTube Comet Picker. This is gonna be again for the Clecos, and I'll catch up on the comments here in a minute. So these two don't work the crap. I'm gonna do this pick a winner. All right, so we will go to our channel. I will refresh the screen one more time. Let me make sure y'all still look good, so you can see everything. All right, so let's go to videos. We're gonna pull out this video. No, that wasn't it, was it? Was that it? That was it. Sure. Okay, I get them confused, man. All right, we're gonna grab the URL off the top of the screen. We're gonna take it, and remember to win this, you have to have commented on what project you are working on. I'm gonna click fetch. Anything goes. We're not gonna include replies because I just want to get the main comment that y'all posted. Please wait. 35 comments. Pick a winner. There you go. Talon Eagle 1974. Looks like you're working on a 41 Chevy truck. Going to be modified on a C4 chassis. All right, so Talon Eagle 1974. Let's get y'all set back up. All right. Talon Eagle 1974. Let me type this out real fast, y'all. All right, so if you're watching, which I don't see you comment, you'll have to shoot me an email. If not, I will go back and find your comment on the actual video, and I will notify you and let you know, and you can hit me up on email. Let's also put my email in this one. I think this is my email. I'm gonna verify everything when I get off of here. We have an email for the YouTube channel. And I will double verify all of that when I get off of here and go find that comment and reply under that comment with everything needed to contact me to get me your shipping address. So again, Talon Eagle 1974. It might not be on here. A lot of people are probably busy, but I think it's more honest to do it live where you can see what's going on versus an edited video. Even though I have no reason to rig anything, being a free product with no entry, but so that is that. Any questions or anything, we can hang out, we can shoot the crap, we can all jump off of here and go to bed, go lay down, go edit some YouTube. I think I got like 3 YouTube videos just sitting. I know the actual Comet went to a good home. I haven't shared much about it. The owner that bought the Comet actually sent me a picture of it sitting with another Mercury. So It went to a very nice place. I mean, the pictures, the building that thing in is just absolutely huge. Like one of them huge metal buildings with epoxy floors, and just a real, you can tell from the way the gentleman presented himself, the way he carried himself, and the pictures of the background that it went to a very good home. Very good home. I don't know if it's seeing snow this Christmas though. And we're already actually with a couple buddies. I've been talking about the next project, trying to brainstorm what we're gonna do after this project. This project is way more fun to me. I'm enjoying this thing 100% doing this one. Glenn, I would love to find a building, but it's probably not going to happen. The money on commercial property, I don't know if any of y'all have ever looked for commercial property, especially the zoning we need. I think it's C1 zoning here, so not only is it commercial zoning, but it's a special zoning for a car dealership. It's very expensive. So you're paying for commercial property, plus you're paying for commercial property that has this very tight zoning for a car dealership. So might be a while before we find the property, but the thing is that we have access now by selling that car. We have access to about 80K, and we should be able to put a down payment on something when it pops up. Before I sold the Comet, we put in an offer. I think we put in 150,000 on like half an acre here, and all right, buddy. That didn't go through. And that was before we sold the Comet. So now we could be a little bit more serious because we actually have more funds than before I sold the Comet. But that money is just sitting there. I got a lot of money. I'm still playing with the F450 money. Y'all remember when I sold my F450 money? I'm playing with that. Bought my daughter a BMW. And then before she even got her learner's permit, we bought the Mercedes on the channel. She still hasn't even got a learner's permit. But I've got money tied up in BMWs, Mercedes, Ford Explorers. I'm flipping the money left over off of the 450 up. So we got a lot going on, man. Life's been really busy. So what is everybody else up to? I guess everybody's busy on Christmas Day night. I figured everybody'd be sitting around bored like me. I was about to go crazy, just sitting there all day. Today I actually tried to stop Christmas Eve. I completely cleaned up out here and stared at the front suspension. We do got the suspension on the car. Videos again are running like a week behind. But that's good, Glenn. Let's see here. Property on job. Drop jaw, if you're looking to start a collision repair shop, no advice on that. The collision repair is a lot of money. I advise personally for you to start just a very small shop with no debt. No debt, no loans, and just try to do cheap cash work. I know a lot of people will steer you clear, but your success rate can be way higher if you are not buried in debt. So you have to be ready to go under or back out. That's just realistic. And so anybody in their right mind, if they go under, they'd probably rather be 20,000 in the hole than 150,000 in the hole or 100,000 in the hole. So like when I started out, I even went in with some buddies, and it was years ago, probably 10 years ago now, and we rented a shop together, like 4 or 5 of us, and split a rent. And we were using it for our personal vehicles really at first. So if you have that kind of circle, and then we all started taking on side work. We still maintained our full-time job, and then we started taking on side work, and then your side work will start getting really busy where you can't handle your full-time job, and then that's when you know that you're pretty much there. If you're just gonna jump, then again, I won't put yourself in a ton of debt, because if you have to bail out, unless you're gonna put in like an LLC or something where if the business goes bankrupt, you're not responsible for anything. But high build primer on the golf cart body. So blocking, I guess you're gonna be doing some blocking if you sprayed high build. Fun stuff. I did that. I've spent the past couple of Christmas doing projects. I was very determined this year to literally just sit at the house and work on this thing back here, and Christmas Eve take it easy, and Christmas Day not do anything. Dude, and this is crazy that this channel has like blown up, or not blown up, I'm still nobody, but we've gained a lot of subs off of this car. So there's a lot of people that, like I said, we've never been live since I purchased this car. When I kept wanting to go live, I'm pretty sure, I don't think we were live since I purchased it. But I kept wanting to go live and I would just put it off. I'd be like, no, not this week. There's a couple times I almost went down here and pulled the trigger, but nothing was ever planned. Seems like this car is pulls better, healthier views, but the channel actually grows. I know Glenn's growing his channel, so if y'all haven't checked out Glenn's Hot Rod Garage, check that out. Glenn, there is 100% income from my channel. That is stomach virus is no good. So Glenn, obviously, just like everybody else, when you start out as a YouTuber, there's no money. And then as you grow, you slowly can start getting a little bit of money. And then the more you put into it, you can make more money. And then there's people out there like Cletus and Mr. Beats and stuff like that that can get rich. V8, I can't wait to see this car done. I can tell you literally everything that this car is getting. There's so much that I try to share with y'all on the videos that I delete when I'm editing, because I try to cut the rambling down, because a lot of people don't want to hear the rambling, and rambling will hurt your channel growth bad. So if I do leave any rambling, I normally hope that it brings value, education, or information. But there's been so many times that I have went off on a spill of all kinds of stuff, because I pretty much got the whole car blueprinted out, like everything, pretty much, and just haven't been able to share it. Like I said, I haven't done a live chat, so just kind of left everybody. Drop draw. So selling cars is extremely hard. If you're doing salvage, that's a whole different ball game. If you're doing clean titles, it definitely would help to have some experience in selling cars at a dealership or something. Probably. I'm 100% self-taught. I never worked for anybody selling cars. Never worked for anybody doing salvage. Didn't know how to do salvage. Taught myself everything I know now. Married my wife, who had 2 decades in the salvage business on the paperwork side and everything. But selling cars is tough. You got to remember there's some stuff that's about to change in the world. And so prices are probably about to get a little tighter. And that can definitely affect the used car industry. In the used car industry, obviously, we know what's going on and how that could affect our paycheck and our futures. But it's hard right now. Everybody wants a very cheap car or they want a very nice car for very cheap. And it's not like just sitting around joking about it. It's real life. Like, I mean, you can have a car listed. We currently have an issue-free Ford Explorer. It's a 2003. We have it listed at $2,200, I think, an issue-free car. I'm ready to go turnkey. And we can't move it. We've had it for, I think, going on 3 weeks for sale, and it won't move. And that is very hard to understand, because $2,200 car that runs and drives with issue free should be blowing off the shelf. Back in 2020, a $2,200 car would have blew off the shelf overnight. It would have been gone. Come in the next morning, there would have been people fighting over it. But now, it's because it's a 2003, so it's over a 20-year-old car. People will look at it and they just walk. Like, and there's literally nothing wrong with it. It has cosmetics going on, but issue free. So it's hard selling cars. Enjoy you sharing the details on specific builds. It is difficult to share everything going through it is the hardest thing with YouTube is I want to tell y'all everything. Like, anything that y'all are wondering, I'm an open book and will tell everything. And sometimes I get off. I know what is valuable information, and I know what other people would like to know, such as when I started out. But sometimes explaining that stuff in depth takes time, and when you're editing the video and you upload all your content at first, you have an hour and 20 minutes worth of content, and you need to chop that thing down about to 20 minutes to even stand a chance at people maintaining viewership or viewing. It's very hard. Just like watching the numbers on a live chat. I mean, just people come and go. They come and go. And it's, just like everybody on here, y'all know things in life, whatever you do for a living, that you can help other people with. But some people just don't care to listen. I mean, it's just not their cup of tea, I guess. So I try to cut out and chop out and throw away all the rambling, or try to keep the video on topic the best I can and try to hit the 20-minute mark. Drop. I work a lot at nighttime, so I don't watch TV. I know a lot of people watch TV. I don't watch, or there's a TV on in our bedroom, but I don't watch shows. I barely watch YouTube. I don't have time for YouTube. I try to stay up to date on Turbo John's channel and watch his, and then Bellows Customs. I watch some of Glenn's videos. I watch some of Jason's videos. I try to catch up on them. But it's just, when you are focused on videos will be, there will be your life. And so there's nights where if you load up 20 minutes worth of content, it's going to take me 30 minutes to get through that content and edit that video, because it's the way I edit. One of the biggest things is, once you learn how to do YouTube, you learn how to film. And if your filming is very smooth, then you don't have to cut stuff up. So if you'll just turn the camera off where the cuts need to be, then you don't have to cut it on the edit, making the edit roll faster. And you just gotta get at it. Right now, I've been sitting at, I think I got 3 or 4 videos that are physically edited. The thumbnails are not done, the descriptions are not done, and stuff like that, that are out. But I have enough content that I wouldn't have to film for over a week, and I can still have the channel rolling for a week, because y'all are about a week behind on what's actually going on in real life. But you just stay up 11 o'clock at night, start editing, stay up. But like I said, if you're cutting, it depends on, if you load up 20 minutes of film or 25 minutes of film and you're going for a 20-minute video, it's only going to take you like 30 minutes to edit it once you know what you're doing. Glenn, the analytics, absolutely nothing. My focus is to provide y'all with valuable information. I'm a little different than some people. I sincerely want to teach y'all everything that I know, and I'm nobody, but I know a little bit. And I want to teach everybody that. The weird thing about me is I want to see everybody have nice cars. I want to see everybody have nice paint. I want to see everybody fab it themselves. Sometimes I give away work for free to friends and to people I know, because I feel bad for them. So I feel bad for people getting their heads knocked off. I know, like here in town, a front brake job for brakes is running like $400 for pads and rotors, I think. And I feel like that's wrong. And so, like, if it's a friend or family or something like that, I'll do it for next to free practically, because I feel bad for people. So the biggest thing is just to pour your heart into your work, because YouTube is work. People are purchasing your content with their time, and you don't want to sell somebody a crappy product. So just actually care about what you're doing, and just don't even worry about the numbers, and it'll just grow. But that's the thing, is like, if you're focused on the numbers, then like Mr. Beats, I watched some of his interviews on how to grow your channel, and all of his advice is on people that are just interested in the numbers. He's only interested in numbers. He don't care about anybody. And he's interested in the income and analytics. If you change your mindset and just focus on helping people, then you're naturally going to grow, hopefully. Now, we're not growing at a super fast pace, but Robert, the race car went middle of the United States up top. So the gentleman asked me to please respect his privacy and not put his name out or the area it went in. He was having a hard time getting races with his current car. I guess it was too fast, and he needed something that a lot of people didn't know in his area, and didn't have times turned on scoreboards and all that stuff, and that's the reason why he wanted the Comet. Yeah, V8. One thing that surprises me, so this will be for Glenn also. My income every month on YouTube as a YouTuber comes from all the painting videos and how-to videos. The Comet pretty much paid me nothing. This car is pretty much not paying me much. They both grew the channel. But the analytics, the top 10 videos since I started YouTubing, none of them are the Comet, and there might be only one Plymouth that's in the top 10 right now, maybe. The Plymouth is getting, some of the videos are hitting bigger views on the Plymouth than the Comet. So race car content is a smaller market than hot rod content. And that's one thing that I have learned, and I don't publicly talk about in my videos. I'll talk to y'all about anything you want to know. But I've even talked to John. I talked to my buddy yesterday that's into racing, and just if you talk to somebody one-on-one privately, everybody will tell you that the numbers of the race car community are way smaller than the hot rodding numbers, like of the communities. You know, car shows versus races, I guess, you know, like. So the hot rodding stuff is definitely there. We might build another race car. I was actually watching a little bit of racing content today in my spare time, and it definitely made me want to go cut a car apart and build another race car, but I still don't want to race it. I just want to build another one. I still have a certain car in my mind that I could build a race car that nobody's ever done, ever. Nobody's even hot rodded this car. They haven't raced it or hot rodded it. Like chopped it up, I mean. So I still have that one, the Golden Goose, in my head, but I don't know if we'll build another race car. The hot rod stuff, dude, is so much fun. So I check my channels at night, nothing good on TV. So Robert, we're in the middle of editing or filming a video for the members only. Unfortunately, that the day-to-day fixing the car stuff is a sensitive topic. These are actual cars that I'm flipping for profit. I do obviously cut corners on cosmetics, so you have to cut corners on paint. You do not cut corners on safety. And we are going to focus more on the members only stuff of the flipping the cars. Unfortunately, that protects me from if I sell a vehicle and something happens to it, which it does happen. I can't publicly talk about it, but members only and stuff like that, stuff does go wrong with selling cars. And if you put all the content out there of what you did to the car, then that can backfire on you. So we've been filming a video for 2 weeks now for the members. It started out as an actual flip. I had a request of somebody wanted to see me buy a car, and then through the whole flip process, nothing hid. And so that's what we've done. And while we've had downtime between waiting on things for the car, I have also incorporated a couple of other cars. We're dealing with, there was flooding in North Carolina. So we're dealing with some sensitive topics that we will be showing on the members only stuff and this real live stuff for people that are doing this kind of content, I guess you could say. VA, I hope that the long-term goal is to make it worth the money for everybody that is a member. It's been a slow start because I don't want to just bombard the members only with crappy content, and then I don't want our regular viewers to feel left out. So I'm trying to figure out like what is worth paying for that the regular viewers will say, my feelings ain't hurt, I don't care, I don't want to see that content anyway. And then the people that do pay, they will be happy that they're paying because they're getting value. And so I think we're going to lean into the secrets, the dirty stuff behind the scenes, the real day-to-day stuff, the real used car life, the real salvage title life, and keep that stuff under lock and key on the members only. That way I can provide y'all with valuable stuff. So you'll kind of see how we repair some of the stuff, even though I'm not focused on a bunch of entertaining. Obviously, if you're paying for content, then you want to learn something. So that's where we're probably going to go with members only. But I'm also open to suggestions. I mean, anybody. We only have a handful of members right now, so if anybody wanted a certain topic touched on that we couldn't publicly talk about, I would gladly do a video just for that person because we are not swamped in the members only right now at all. Yeah, so when you sell a salvage, especially a dealer, we currently, I think you're signing 3 areas that say it's as is, no warranty. If you break down our paperwork, which I could show that on the members only one time, is actually our real paperwork. What's up, Mr. Tim? It says on the paperwork, it's crazy. It's terrifying if you read these paperworks when you buy a car. But it says it could have frame damage, the engine could have problems, the transmission could have problems, the car could have all kinds of problems, and it lists some generic problems, and that you are completely waiving your rights to any of it. I mean, that's what an as is, no warranty is. But a lot of people don't read it, and then when they buy a used car and then something happens, nothing we did, but just like y'all with your race car, you took it to a race, you've raced it, and then the next time you go to the racetrack, it don't want to crank, or it wants, like John's car right now with how he was dealing with the issue with the Holly. I mean, real stuff happens, and that happens with used cars also, but everybody blames it on the dealer. So you have to have your paperwork in line to cover your butt. You know, if you build a race car for somebody and they took it to the track and then the bump button didn't work, they would be pissed off, and they could be pissed off, and then they want to blame the person who did it, even though the person who did it didn't purposely do anything. So that's a deep conversation. There's a lot of information in the used car business. Mr. Tim, I still greatly appreciate the clamps that you sent us, man. Me and Mike, I'm editing videos right now of what progress me and Mike has made this past week on the front of this car. We are into the front suspension on the car. So there is a wheel on the car right now. There's control arms on the car right now. We definitely used them clamps a lot this past week. Yeah, so Robert, it's also different state to state, very, very big. I've had a couple people ask me different things, and about, like, with it in North Carolina, we pretty much, it's an outlaw state practically. Like, there's no difference in selling a salvage title in North Carolina than there is a clean title, unless it's, I think it's 6 years or newer. Then we have to involve the DMV. Yeah, the members have seen the front end. Yeah, Robert, owning a salvage is the way to go. I would never own a clean title, not on purpose, not if I can help it. I wouldn't put my family in a clean title. I wouldn't put my kids in a clean title. I'm putting my daughter in a flood car. Once you understand the business and once you understand the real stuff behind the scenes, you realize that owning salvage is like getting 50% off. It's so weird because people rush to Harbor Freight over 20% off or 30% off, but then when it's time to shop for cars, people don't want 50% off on salvage. Is your drive shaft loop going to limit up and down movement on the rear suspension? It can, Glenn. The drive shaft loop could limit the up and down if you place it in the wrong spot. So we currently are working on the car right now as it sits behind me. It is at ride height right now, so we're no longer at bagged height. We're no longer on crib blocks right now. It's actually on the ground at ride height. We don't have, it's not under its own weight. It's blocked. The frame's blocked up. But when you figure out your up and down, so we're calculating for like 2 inches lift, 2 inches lower, or no, what do we got under there right now? 5 inches. 5 inches to slam the frame and like 2 to 3 inches of lift. So that's like, what is that, roughly 7 inches of spread. If you don't want it to affect that, you need a drive shaft safety loop that's 7 inches, obviously. I'm not really worried about putting a drive shaft safety loop in this car. I want to put it in there so it don't tear the sheet metal up, but I don't have to. But we're definitely going to build something custom that the drive shaft won't hit at maximum droop when you pick the rear up, and it won't hit at maximum lift. I don't know if we're going to be able to do the bottom of the drive shaft loop on this car, because to take the back wheels off, if y'all have followed, the wheels are so high up into the back fenders back here, they're so crammed up in there, that we're going to actually have to build a very unique rear end that you'll pull quick disconnects on like the bags or the shocks, and the rear end will hang lower than the bags will allow it, because you got to be able to drop that rear end enough to pull a tire out. Basically, you got to think like pulling a big tire off of a race car. Building this, you still think a lot like a race car. You just use race car information into the hot rod, and then it all makes sense. You know, I had somebody ask, I don't remember who it was, but they were like, are you going to be able to take the wheels off of that? Not under normal circumstances. If it gets a flat on the side of the road, it needs to go on a rollback and go to the house, because you're just not going to want to deal with that much dropping the rear end on the side of the road. Not drop, making it swing down, because it's going to be 4 link, but making it swing down enough to relieve the wheel. So, but I also have no plans to drive the car more than 20 or 30 minutes past my house. Besides that, it'll be trailered. South Carolina is also outlaws. Yeah, I mean, y'all are pretty much, you don't really have much regulation on the salvage. Going to use propane for extra. Currently at the time, no propane. I thought about making my own diesel fuel with the vegetable oil. Years ago, I had a 7.3 diesel. My buddy had a Cummins, and we actually had everything to build our own diesel fuel. But the 7.3s don't really like the vegetable oil fuel, so I don't know. But I thought about running the scented, like, making here at the house, scented diesel fuel off of like fry oil, plus adding a scent to it, make strawberry French fries or something. But that's also, you got to have a connection where you can get the vegetable oil and stuff for free. Hydraulics. So originally we were going to make originally it was going to be a race car, the Plymouth. We were going to race it. I think y'all remember Big Ram Racing. We were going to make the visor on the front that it's getting go up and down, and we were going to make, I think, the hoods and everything, but I think currently there's going to be no hydraulics. Waffle House oil. Does Waffle House give that stuff away for free? Currently, no hydraulics, nothing that I'm currently planning. The whole car, though, I'll let y'all know, the whole car will be ran on a very high-tech, like, setup of, there would be a tablet, basically, a tablet screen. Randy, race cars for life. There would be a tablet screen in the center console. So we're going to keep the factory dash up there, but then the center console, there will be a tablet screen, and it will control the whole car. So all the power windows will not have switches in the door panels. They will be on a digital screen. The power seats will be on a digital screen. They might have switches on the side also. I'm not 100% sure on that. The heated seats probably be digital screen maybe. Fuel pump will be digital screen. You'll have passwords to be able to turn the screen on to even run the car. And then you'll have digital switches, kind of like a Holly is, to turn a lot of stuff on. A couple other safety theft deterrents built into it, but I'm working with the company that has the technology. There's like a smart box that goes in the car, and it runs off of a tablet or an app, either on your tablet or on your cell phone, and you just literally have virtual switches on the tablet and stuff to control everything. And that company does not list pricing on that technology, and you can't like add to cart or nothing. So I've reached out to them in an email trying to start the process of purchasing the software and the technology that is out there to get it. I just got to get somebody to get back in touch with me to actually pull the trigger on it. Grease trap tank in the ground. Yeah, they could have. Mr. Tim, I was going to shave the door handles. I would love some input on the door handles, but we don't want to do, the door handles is a topic I'm struggling with right now. The door handles, the tail lights, the headlights, and the license plate area. Them are something that I'm doing a tremendous amount of research on. I don't want to do what everybody's done. So a lot of people were shaving the door handles for a long time, and then they've kind of got away from that. So a lot of hot rods now are swapping in newer door handles or like Tesla style door handles or stuff. But I don't think I want to do a Tesla style door handle. And I don't know if I want to do a generic pull door handle. So I mean, we could put, back in the day I put Chevy HHR door handles on the Silverado. We could do something like that on here, but I don't know if I want door handles or not. So currently the plan I was working on last night, researching the technology, is up here in the top edge of the window. So you have about 1 inch to 2 inches, probably about 2 inches, inch and a half, in that very lip. I kind of am thinking that we make a pocket that your fingers go in, like a grab handle. Yeah, Corvette, like electric button. So that's kind of where I'm going. So the Corvette, you know how you stick your hands in and they go behind the door and then it pops? I'm thinking putting that in the top near the window where you your fingers or your hand goes down in this pocket. I mean, the pocket might be 3/4 or an inch deep. And then you have a motion sensor or a touch sensor that recognizes that there's fingers in the pocket, and then that will pop the door open. So that's where I'm leaning towards right now. Corvette has electric buttons, and yeah, and I don't understand what do we need to purchase to put Corvette door handles in here besides me going to IAA and buying a whole freaking Corvette. I don't know. Obviously, nobody's letting you cut apart a Corvette door. I mean, we can make the pocket in the quarter panel, but I think basically the Corvette is just a sensor thing. So I was looking into the technology of the little pads. You can get these pads that you wire in that basically just detect motion or heat off the fingers or whatever, or if you touch the door anywhere. They also have the technology where if you touch the door, it'll pop open if it's not locked. But there's not like an on-the-shelf kit. You can purchase you can purchase the sensors and stuff, and you gotta wire everything yourself. Put in remote poppers. There will be remote poppers to pop the door open, but we don't want the old school remote poppers like necessarily. I'm trying to shoot for the stars on this build and do stuff that is not been done a ton yet. And having to walk up to the car and push a remote pad to pop it was just, I think, so 90s, early 2000s. We don't kind of want to do that. Like, we want to be able to unlock it with maybe a pad or something, or if it's unlocked, we just want every time we can walk up to it naked and just open the door, not have to have a remote control. Yeah, but then you gotta have the key fob. So obviously I'd like to have the key fob to lock and unlock the car, but if your car is unlocked at your house all day Saturday, think about this. You don't want to, every time you go out to your car, have to have the key fob to open the door handle. So we definitely don't want where it requires a key fob to open the door handles. You are right on track with the electric switch for like a lift gate. You're like, that's pretty much where I'm. It's the side mirrors twist. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, V8. With the rear hatch, that's pretty much where we're at. So like the new cars, you push a button. It's not an actual latch. You push your fingers underneath there, and there's a little button flush mounted, and it opens the hatch up. And then to close the hatch, like even on her Benz and then the Explorer now, there's another button that closes it back. But I still want the open and close to be manual like a normal door, but have some kind of button like that, like on a hatch where you touch it, or just touch the door. Like I said, the technology is out there where, yeah, like a minivan also, where you pull the handle or you just touch whatever. But they make technology where you can literally just touch the door anywhere, and it will sense it. They use it a lot in night lights, like for your nightstand. If you've ever went to a hotel or something and you just touch the lamp that's sitting on the dresser, and you could touch the lamp anywhere and it turns on, they have that technology. If you search eBay or Google for the touch sensors, okay, yeah, and the touch sensors, and it will make it where you touch that panel pretty much anywhere and they'll pop open. But we just have to we got to think about the security. So we're gonna sell this car in the long run. We'll build it, we'll enjoy it for like a year, hit some shows with it, try to build my name. Clap on, clap off. That would be pretty funny. But when we go to sell it, we're trying to think now, to see the race car was hard to sell because of the money, but there's people who have money, but they don't also want a race car. So we're doing a hot rod, and that's why we want seat belts, normal style seat belts, not like racing seat belts necessarily. We want air conditioner, heating, power seats, heated seats, radio, ease of using for the user. We want the user to be an enjoyable experience. And by checking all of these boxes right now, then when we go to sell it, we can more than likely reach these high-end clientele. So we're shooting for the older guy that has a lot of money, that just wants a turnkey hot rod that's unique and different and doesn't require any crazy, uncomfortable stuff. We want the user to be comfortable at the end. So, and the long-term goal with all of this is to sell 3 or 4 of these and pay my house off. So that's the bigger picture I've never talked about on YouTube either, but all my close friends know that if I can sell, the math says around 3. Yeah, all the creature comforts. But the math says sell 3 of these at what I think I could get for 3 hot rods that are high end. Then I could pay my house off. And in my 40s, I would have no house payment at all. Yeah, there's a bigger picture to this story that we don't talk about in the normal videos because people will just exit out a video and they don't want to listen to it. I have not even seen the new 280Z cars at all. Mr. Tim, buying a property and building a big shop is 100% definitely the goal. But I also want to, being a business owner, I don't have retirement or nothing, so in my 40s I want my home paid off in full so that we don't have to worry about nothing but our business. But that's the bigger picture, is to make hot rods, pay for you, sell them, and have fun building them. So you got to think about the buyer. What else have we got? I don't think I missed any comments. I missed anything, did I? Does anybody else have anything? Did I miss anybody? You did. Well, $70,000 left in your 40s is definitely sitting good. That is very good. Glenn, we just talked about YouTube. You can't spend time with a wife when you've got 3 videos sitting editing, and all of them I think have an hour worth of footage, and every single one that has to be cut down. Barnabinium would be nice. Trying to buy some more metalworking tools hopefully this week at the auction. Yes, so Canned, if you scroll back up, we did do the drawing ahead of time so people can exit out if they're not interested in anything. The drawing, or the winner was something Talon Eagle 1974. So once this video posts, you'll be able to go back and watch the first 10 minutes of it or whatever. I think it was about the 10-minute mark that we did the drawing. And we did it live. Yeah, Glenn, you got to edit them videos, man. That's probably what my night's going to consist of. I've been burning my brains up researching the touch technology and the pop technology and all the different stuff. No, yeah, for sure. I edit in bed, and then she'll want 23 to pay the house off would be amazing. And then she wants to roll over and say something to me, and I'm like, what? Hold on, I got to pull the earbuds out. Because another secret to editing is if you'll edit with earbuds in a quiet room, your ears will lock in basically a certain sound level, and you can adjust your edit to what's comfortable to your ears. So I try to make sure that my videos don't blast anybody's TVs. Like if a saw or an air hammer or a sledgehammer or something comes on, I'll drop that sound down to like 20% normally. And that way you're not sitting there and your kid's sleeping or your wife's trying to read a book or something, whatever, and then all of a sudden the TV is blowing the speakers out over a race car revving up or something hammering or whatever. That is the most obnoxious thing in the world, is having somebody when they edit not adjust the sound levels. I mean, hey, it's 63 still be paid off. That's still good. I mean, it's still good. It was paid off, but had to escape Phalo after the riots. Yeah. And Glenn, 6 hours to edit a video? What are you editing on? Are you still editing on like a recommended iMovie? Because if you, like I said, if you upload 30 minutes worth of content, it should take about 40 to 50 minutes to edit once you get pretty decent at it. This and That Garage, I have not watched that. Glenn, I don't see where where the 6 hours is, buddy. Robert, you are 100%, and that's what I'm trying to stay away from. I know that I can grow my channel more if I would entertain, if I would do the drone footage. If y'all will look at his videos and think to yourself, just ask yourself, when you're watching SRC or any big channel, Cletus, all of them, how did they get that shot? If you will ask yourself that, your brain, you'll start being like, holy crap. So if they're filming driving down the road, this is what kills me, is when somebody's filming a shot of them driving through an intersection from overhead. That means they had to stop, unload the drone, strap the drone up with the camera or whatever they're using, however they're using it, get the drone into the air, get into the truck, pull into traffic, go through the intersection, pull over off the road, capture the drone, and box it all back up, and make sure they got the shot. Because if it's a shot like that, you got to double check it. The amount of time it takes just to grab that stupid shot, even though it looks good, it looks really good, of you rolling through the intersection, is you then are now having to, you got to make money off YouTube. So now this is where your goals are changing, and now you're trying to scrape the views. You're worried about the views, you're sweating the views, and you're sweating the income because you're not just trying to dump information. So I try to make mine as entertaining as possible, but I really just want to give y'all a lot of information. Mr. Tim, I like longer videos also. So I like Big Chiefs videos because they're an hour, but I like Big Chiefs videos because it's a lot of talking normally, and there's a lot of information. So I don't like videos like in the racing communities, there's a lot of racing, but no talking, because I'm in it to learn, I'm in it to get the secrets. And so Big Chiefs videos I was always a fan, and Murder Nova. Murder Nova I was a huge fan of their videos because of the hour format. I want to be able to turn it on and just let it roll and learn stuff. Glenn, you'll get it. You'll get it, man. The more you do it, the more you'll get it. And don't try to go crazy right out the gate. Just try to learn a little bit, like once a week or once a month. Don't really change it up too much. Mr. Tim, I will have to check him out. I'm reading the comments down here, make sure I didn't miss anything. I can see him on the screen, but they were scrolling fast. So, if you're doing YouTube, do you have an iPhone? Because if you have an iPhone, I personally recommend iMovie, flat out. That's what John edits on. I don't know Whistling Diesel, what he started on. I know he has people paid now, but I know they still film on iPhone. I think Mr. B still films on a lot of GoPro, but he does a little bit of iPhone also still. But I like Whistling Diesel is a huge channel that still is iPhones. He literally buys up used iPhones to film with, and it's so much easier to film and edit on iPhones. When Glenn started out, I think we were talking, and he was using an Android, and it was just making things way more complicated because then you have to put the crap into your computer, you got to edit it on the computer, and it's just the iPhone and iMovie is so quick and just so basic. V8, it is a lot of work for that split second. Like y'all should stop if you're trying to do YouTube. When you watch a video, ask yourself, how did they get that shot? Randy was in here. I don't know if he left. Glenn, the screenshot details do slow you down, so I give you that. Whenever I've added the screenshot details, because to get the screenshot into the iMovie where it looks decent, you'll screenshot your phone like in a vertical position, and then a lot of times you have to turn it into a horizontal position, screenshot it again, and then that makes the screenshot really small, because when you throw it into the iMovie is going to blow it up. So if you leave the screenshot in the vertical position, it's going to be blowed up so big that the viewer is going to miss some of the picture that you're putting in there. So just to get a picture into a YouTube video, the way I do it takes like 2 or 3 screenshots. Merry Christmas to you too, buddy. Let's see here. Yeah, check out iMovie. Yeah, go do family stuff, man. That's more important. My Harper just went to sleep. The teenager's hid in her room, and the wife she's honestly probably asleep. Glenn, I don't know if you follow Jason either, but Jason just got monetized. He struggled for a long time, and I can tell you straight up that Jason he would get the ball rolling, and then he would slow down, and then he would pick back up, and he finally just stayed at it. Mr. Tim, right now. So Brian, was not anybody's uncle I'm aware of. That's John's friend, Randy's friend. I'm friends with Brian, but I met Brian through Randy and John and all of them and became friends with Brian through that. Brian's still doing his own thing. He's just out there getting it. Yeah, Jason's stuff is really good. So, but you and Jason both, you haven't really locked yourself into one project yet, like I did on the Comet. That was, it ended up not hurting me at all. I think I lost a couple subs off of it, but nothing to lose sleep over at all because you gained quadruple the amount of subs. But if you lock yourself into one project, then, and your viewers only want to see that one project, then they can roll. The microphone keeps changing the sound volume, some kind of background interference. I have no clue because there's nothing on in here. The heater's on and the YouTube's on, but it's on very low. Brian's shop is coming after the fire. He has a shop back up and not like, he has a personal shop, just like all of us in his backyard for his race car. So besides that, I don't know what's going on with Brian. I think he's working for somebody, I think, possibly. I haven't talked to actual Brian in a couple months. So, but I know he was doing what Brian does. The past time I talked to him, he was good to go. Yeah. He's definitely picked up the pieces and still working on cars, I guess you can say. It's not like he gave up or nothing. Brian's got a drive in him. Brian's a good dude, and then he's also just a hardcore car guy. So there's no quit in him. Yeah, it sucks for anybody's place to burn down. Fire will definitely suck bad. Glenn, man, I hope your YouTube blows up and takes off, man. Just keep focusing on putting out good content. One huge red flag that I can tell you when I'm editing my stuff is sometimes I'll be editing and I'll start talking in a clip and I'll zone out during the edit. As soon as I snap back into the zone out, it's a huge red flag. You shake yourself back into it, you back up about 2 minutes or so, wherever that clip starts, and you start over. And you pay very close attention, because if you zoned out on the edit, then the viewer's already clicked off and they're already gone. So I try to look for like long pauses or boring sections in my videos. Goals for the new year is, dude, it's all this thing wide open. Yeah, don't take advice from me. You want to be your channel. You want your channel to be bigger than mine. Trust me. Mine's small. Mine ain't nothing. It really ain't. But for this year, dude, I wanted 2 years out of this build, but at the rate we're going, we have most everything purchased for the car. So we have compressors. We have obviously the fuel cell. We have the rear end figured out. I just released the rear end video of measuring it, what we're using. We have, let's see here. The 4-link is super easy. We have all the Heim joints for the 4-link. Big stuff. My subscriber numbers is like 13,800 something right now. I think we rolled 13,800 today. So I think it's like 13,815 or something right now. But we've got all the Heim joints. We've got all the front suspension. We got the front rotors. We got all 4 wheels purchased. We have 5 tires. What else do we got? We got all 4 seats. We have the transmission. We have a converter. We have the flex plate. We have the adapter plate. We have the engine. We have the cam. We have the turbo. We have the push rods. We have upgraded springs. We have tappets. We have a bunch of billet for the engine. We have block off plates, delete plates. What else do we got? We got pieces for customizing. The shifter I'm struggling with. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with the shifter, being did I release what transmission it is yet? Man, I cannot remember if that video come out. I mean, I'll go ahead and tell y'all in the live chat, but it's Allison transmission out of Duramax. So we're gonna need a controller to do the transmission, but then we're also gonna need the shifter to do the transmission. So it's a 5-speed Allison, and I'm pretty sure on the 5-speeds we did not have the plus or minus on the column, on the shifter column. So it's going to take less electrical, but I want some kind of cool shifter, so I don't know what to do yet with that at all. So I'm definitely struggling. I was researching shifters last night for about an hour. You can find Duramax shifters that they have like the part reverse drive neutral here, and then right here is like plus and minus for the gear changes. But it's kind of this ugly looking box. Now we can upholster that box in and make everything look good, but it says that that's for if you had the plus and minus on the shifter, the Duramax, like the electronic shift is you would have that other shifter. So I'm not sure with mine. I mean, technically an automatic transmission, you only need part reverse and neutral and drive. You don't need the other gears technically, but we probably would use them. So the transmission, the shifters slow me down a little bit. Just capturing that bill from $1. So dude, if you're gonna start the Pontiac, if you will capture the journey, so focus on the journey. The same thing I told Glenn. Don't focus on the subs. Don't focus on other people. I don't chase subs. I don't care about the sub count. I care about the subscribers, if that makes sense, but I'm not trying to go to the sub count. I've showed, I think Glenn and Jason, especially Jason, I've showed them the analytics on the channel. I think 60% of our views come from unsubscribed people. So the channel growth has actually come from people not subscribed, or the money comes from people not subscribing. So the subscriber number is actually irrelevant because 60% of people that are watching the videos aren't even subbed. So the sub number is 40% of what is actually watching the videos. And just, I've showed them and told them don't get wrapped up with the sub count at all. But if you'll capture the content just for your daughter and to look back on, because Harper, when she gets older, she's going to be able to look back at everything me and her did, a lot of stuff with cars, and it's all going to be there, and that's worth more than anything. So that's a very good mindset. Just do it for her, and then if people want to watch your journey, if people want to watch what you're doing, and they like it, then the channel will grow. But it's amazing when you can go into a channel or something and not even care about the growth, really. So the big trucks have that box, like a Chrysler New Yorker old push button shifter in the back of the dash. I'll have to look that up because I'm not familiar with the Chrysler New Yorker. But so I need some kind of shifter that at the car show, you got to understand when you pop a hood, because we're not thinking race cars no more, we're thinking show cars, and we're thinking pictures, and we're thinking judges. And when you pop the hood, the turbo is the bling of the engine. The engine's the bling, but the turbo is the bling. So that's why we bought a very nice turbo. And the shifter, when you open the interior, the shifter is the centerpiece. So I wanted to have a race car shifter originally, just like Randy has, just a real nice unit. And then I was going to send the side plates off to get them custom hand engraved, like real exotic, like classic looking hand engraved, like brass plates or whatever. But I don't know if we're going to be able to use a race car style shifter. I'd love to have just like we had in the Comet. I think that would look really tough in there with like brass plates engraved on the side or whatever, stainless plates. But I don't know if we'll build I don't know 100% what we need for the Duramax. All right, late 50s, early 60s. Okay, I'll have to look at that. Mr. Banks, I have no clue. I spent about an hour last night diving into the shifters. The hard thing is when you search for the Duramax or the Allison shifters, you're going to get a lot of results for a Duramax that's made to go like right into a Duramax like plug and play, and that's not what we need. We don't need that. All right, JD, you too, buddy. I hope you and your family had a good Christmas. So there's all kinds of stuff that I'm working on. What I'm working on, and building one of these, your brain, you have to think about the whole car, front to back, GTO style, H style, but automatic. I'll have to look that up too. I was kind of thinking, how cool would it be one of the big, like where you reach up here, like the big high shifters. But we don't need to shift it, but it would still be cool to kind of reach up high and throw it into park or reverse or drive, and then be able to put like this huge billet, like shifter arm. Like, I mean, we just want, when you open the doors, the interior is going to be what I call a blank check interior. So Troy Stevenson, my buddy, is going to upholster interior. He does high-end work. He's very fair, so he's not going to overcharge me or kill me on the price. But I'm not going in capping myself at a budget per se, because if we're going to win, if we did all this work, we need the interior to match it. And I don't want to limit Troy's creativity or Troy's style based off of a dollar amount. You know, I don't want to go bankrupt, but we're so cheap in this car compared to what it took to build a race car. But a gorgeous interior. We're gonna have, right now we're planning like black wood grain. There's gonna be a lot of dark wood grain probably, with all the leather, suede, lighting, stuff like that. But to have just a shifter that's just bling. Look at the GTO from Dazed and Confused. Okay, I'll look back at that tonight. Yeah, so Glenn, I had actually talked about that on my last video. Devin has videos on how to use the shock sensor to, it's not really a shock sensor, it's just a sensor, travel sensor, but people use them on the shocks to tell the Holly what gear you're in. So that's super easy to do, but I'm pretty sure the Allison at a certain year requires a TCM. I've seen it. Yeah, like that cartoon style, but something that's just, it can't be tacky. I mean, building this car, like, I need to nail everything. Like, I have to perfect everything if I want to get the attention on the internet that I want to my name. You know, I just want to build a car that hopefully nobody else has done. And right now it's funny, if you search like Plymouth anything, Plymouth floors, Plymouth welding, Plymouth patch panel, P15 or Special Deluxe, I'm slowly starting to dominate the Google searches because I don't have no competition. So that's another thing. If y'all are trying to do YouTube, if you did a Fox Body LS, you have tons of competition. But if you do a car that nobody does, then when people Google that car or them keywords, or YouTube them keywords, you're the only one that pops up. And with the Comet, I had no competition. I had no comments that were on YouTube that was to that visual level. I don't care to talk performance, but the visual level of that car, I had no competition. All right, Mr. Tim. And with the Plymouth, I have like no competition on YouTube. If you type it in, there's a couple of videos. Some of them are really old, but they're just like how to fix a couple things on them, or they're just like your average driveway restoration job, which nothing's wrong with any of that. It's just, I don't have no customizing competition with the Plymouth. And that's very healthy for a channel's growth, because that means that everybody that loves these Plymouths or loves the Plymouth body style, if they want to see a Plymouth being customized or modified, they have to watch you. They don't have nobody else to watch. And you're basically forming a monopoly using that car because nobody else is doing it. That's where the secret is, even though I'm still nobody, but that's where the secret is to getting some views, you know, because you're not competing. Imagine how low my views are right now. Imagine if I was doing an LS Fox Body. They would be terrible because there's people that would be probably doing it so much better. So people won't watch me. They would just go somewhere else to get content. But yeah, the shifter is, I'm currently scratching my head on. And I hope when we go look at these cars in this woods on Saturday, that if I can get some inspiration off of some door handles or tail lights. The tail lights, they slightly have me, I'm not locked in. I know I kind of have a couple of crazy radical ideas with LED strips, but I'm not locked in on the tail lights yet either. But I actually have a notes in my phone that is labeled Plymouth Blueprints, and I've literally, like we're talking right now, when we get off of this, the couple of things that y'all have mentioned or recommended, I will go add that to the notes, and I will go research each one of these. And then if I don't like the idea or whatever, I'll delete it off the note, and then I'll slowly in my spare time, if I'm not editing videos or whatever at night, I'll just go back to my notes and I'll start just checking off topics or boxes. I have the car broke down into transmission, suspension, interior, you know, different categories with notes under each category, so you can stay organized and you can go back and research plans so that you have it planned before you get to that point in the build. Just like the diesel, I've had to learn a ton with the Cummins because I don't know anything about Cummins at all. Nothing. Like we wanted to get rid of the, the fuel shutoff switch. It's like brown and ugly on the front of that Cummins. It's got to go. And so I spent like a night just kind of looking at different things on figuring out how I want to do to get rid of that fuel cutoff stuff. With the Cummins, we're trying to strip it of everything that we can get off of it. So if we can delete it off of the engine and get rid of it, we're getting rid of everything. I want the block to just be sitting under the hood and people be like, how is that thing running? You know, not really have a bunch of stuff all over. And then the alternator that we purchased for this thing is absolutely ridiculous. It's a $700 alternator. Alternator spins as free as some people's turbos. It's nuts. All right, let's see here. Well, I guess I'm going to roll, go work on some more of this checklist stuff, get back on this car tomorrow, go do some edits. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Again, if you won, you gotta reach out to me. Let me know. Yeah, I mean, and that's very doable. There's a lot of info on the 12-valve swap. That's literally what I was gonna do originally, but because of the room, I chose to go with the 4-banger. All right, well, I have greatly appreciated everybody. I'll reach out to the winner. If they don't come forward within like a week, we'll redraw. I want to make sure somebody gets it. So just keep posted. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully everybody has a good New Year's and a good rest of the Christmas Day night. See y'all later.